katharuchihi Shyanmahatsevaya vipraha Punyatirthani Shevanat. Okay. Now, you may repeat after me. Shushrusho Shraddhadanasya Vasudeva Kadharuchihi Syanmahatsevaya vipraha Punyatirthani Shevanat. Okay. Now you may take turns, please, volunteers, so we can repeat after you.
Hare Krishna.
Yeah, please go.
Shushrusho Shraddhadanasya Vasudeva Katharuchihi
Vasudeva Kadharuchihi
Syanmahatsevaya vipraha
Syanmahatsevaya vipraha
Punyatirthani sevanat.
Punyatirthani Shevanat.
Thank you, Mataji.
Volunteer, please.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hari Hari.
Shushrusho Shraddhadanasya
Shushrusho Shraddhadanasya
Vasudeva Katharuchihi
Vasudeva Katharuchihi
Syanmahatsevaya vipraha
Syanmahatsevaya vipraha
Punyatirthani sevanat.
Punyatirthani Shevanat.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hari Hari.
Shushrusho Shraddhadanyasya
Shushrusho Shraddhadanasya
Vasudeva Katharuchihi
Vasudeva Katharuchihi
Jnanamahatsevaya vipra
Syanmahatsevaya vipraha
Punyatirthani sevanat.
Punyatirthani Shevanat.
Hare Krishna.
Okay. Now, let's do word-to-word meaning, please.
Shushrusha, one who is engaged in hearing. Shraddhadhanasya, with care and attention. Vasudeva, in respect to Vasudeva. Katha, the message. Ruchihi, affinity. Syat, is made possible. Mahat Sevaya, by service rendered to pure devotees. Vipraha, or twice born. Punyatirtha, those who are cleansed of all vice. Nisevanat, by service. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Yeah. Translation, please, somebody.
O twice born sages, by serving those devotees who are completely free from all vice, great service is done. By such service, one gains affinity for hearing the message of Vasudeva. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Let's read the purport
Thank you.
too, and then we will summarize.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Yeah. Hari.
The conditioned life of a living being is caused by his revolting against the Lord. There are men called Devas or godly living beings, and there are men called Asuras or demons who are against the authority of the Supreme Lord. In the Bhagavad Gita 16th chapter, a vivid description of the Asuras is given, in which it is said that the Asuras are put into lower and lower states of ignorance, life after life, and so sink to the lower animal forms and have no information of the absolute truth, the personality of Godhead. These asuras are gradually rectified to God consciousness by the mercy of the Lord's liberated servitors in different countries according to the supreme will. Such devotees of God are very confidential associates of the Lord, and when they come to save human society from the dangers of godlessness, they are known as the powerful incarnations of the Lord, as sons of the Lord, as servants of the Lord, or as associates of the Lord. But none of them falsely claim to be the God themselves. This is a blasphemy declared by the asuras, and the demoniac followers of such asuras also accept pretenders as God or his incarnation. In the revealed scriptures, there is definite information of the incarnation of God. No one should be accepted as God or as incarnation of God unless he is confirmed by the revealed scriptures. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Is that it? Purport? Okay. Please continue, somebody else.
The servants of God are to be respected as God by the devotees who actually want to go back to Godhead. Such servants of God are called Mahatmas or Tirthas, and they preach according to particular time and place. The servants of God urge people to become devotees of the Lord. They never tolerate being called God. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was God himself according to the indication of the revealed scriptures, but he played the part of a devotee. People who knew him to be God addressed him as God, but he used to block his ears with his hands and chant the name of Lord Vishnu. He strongly protested against being called God, although undoubtedly he was God himself. The Lord behaves so to warn us against unscrupulous men who take pleasure in being addressed as God. Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you. Somebody else, please continue.
The servant of God come to propagate God consciousness, and intelligent people should cooperate with them in every respect. By serving the servant of God, one can please God more than by directly serving the Lord. The Lord is more pleased when he sees that his servants are properly respected, because such servants risk everything for the service of the Lord, and so are very dear to the Lord. The Lord declares in Bhagavad Gita 1869 that no one is dearer to him than one who risks everything to preach his glory. By serving the servants of the Lord, one gradually gets the quality of such servants, and thus one becomes qualified to hear the glories of God. The eagerness to hear about God is first qualification of a devotee eligible for entering the kingdom of God. Hare Krishna.
Yeah. By serving the servants of the Lord, can you please keep that there, Prabhu, at the very end? That's a beautiful one. At the very end, by serving the servants of the Lord, one gradually gets the quality of such servants. And thus, one becomes qualified to hear the glories of the Lord. The eagerness about God is the first qualification of a devotee eligible for beautiful. Well, they look like mere statements, but these are the opening doors keys. Yeah. So, Shushrusho Shraddadhanasya Vasudeva Katharuchi. Vasudeva's Katharuchi, the Katha information, the Katha about Vasudeva is, there may be Katha present, but not each one of us. Not everyone has interest in the Katha of Vasudeva, to hear about Vasudeva, to hear about the pastimes of Vasudeva, his reciprocation with the devotees of Vasudeva. That is all present. Vasudeva's instructions are there in Bhagavad Gita, Vasudeva's Charita. His pastimes are present in Srimad Bhagavatam, right? And same Vasudeva, when he comes in the form of a devotee, that is all present in Chaitanya Charitamrita. But how many are interested to hear? There are so many television channels, so many newspapers, and right now it's all on the cell phone. So there are so many channels that are open. People are interested to hear, but how many are interested to hear about Vasudeva? And even in devotees also, how many are having deep interest in the Katha of Vasudeva? We may be hearing formally, we may be hearing mechanically, we may be hearing a little bit here and there, we may be hearing, but kuch asar nahi padta. There is no effect on us, even though we are hearing about Vasudeva, because there is no ruchi there. We are hearing because we have to hear. We are hearing because it is coming. We are hearing because they're saying, like that. There is no ruchi. We don't really look forward to hear about Vasudeva, about him, his pastimes, and glorious qualities. Itna thirst hai na? Ruchi, that is not there, even for us devotees. Why is it like that? See, hearing is such a key element that is the very beginning of the spiritual journey. Only when we hear about the instructions of the Lord and about his rupa, about his guna, about his leelas, reciprocation with the devotees, only when we hear all these messages that are being relayed by pure devotees who has no other intention but just to broadcast the Katha of Vasudeva. Only when we hear, then the doors of the spiritual world start to open. Without hearing, we do not know what to do. Unless we hear from an acharya, pure devotee, of what bhakti means and how to perform bhakti, what to do in bhakti, what not to do in bhakti, and what to expect in bhakti, and how to make this journey of bhakti, and how to revive our relationship with Krishna, and the details of who Krishna is, what are his activities, what are his wonderful qualities, what are his reciprocations with the devotees. When we say devotees, reciprocations with us also, we are also trying to be devotees. As much as we are trying to be devotees, Lord Krishna also reciprocates with us. This is not one way business, it's two-way. So all this can be practiced only when we hear how to do it. So hearing is such an important key element. That's a primary thing in bhakti. Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnam. Shravanam comes first. That's the first anga of bhakti. So it's such an important anga. But if you don't have ruchi for that anga, for the Shravanam of Vasudeva Katha, and then why is it like that? What can we do to increase that ruchi? That's the clue in the next two lines. Sushrusha Shraddhadhanasya Vasudeva Katharuchi Syan Mahat Sevaya Vipraha Punyat Tirthani Shevanat. Mahat Sevaya, Mahat Sevaya, service to Mahat. They are pure devotees, extraordinary devotees, Sharanagata Bhaktas. Practicing Bhaktas is good. We want to serve everybody. Servitude should be our very nature. But especially serving Mahat. What happens when we serve Mahat? When we serve the sadhus, Sharanagata Bhaktas, what happens? Srila Prabhupada is explaining. By serving the servants of the Lord, one gradually gets the quality of such servants. This is something very, I would say, very nice point to meditate. Please note. Serving the servants of the Lord, one gradually gets the quality of such servants. See, in bhakti, we want to have these wonderful qualities of the Vaishnavas, the Vaishnava qualities, right? And if we are constantly hearing from a bhakta who has this wonderful Vaishnava qualities, and the chief among them, all those qualities is Sharanagata, dependence, complete dependence on Lord Shri Krishna. And simply breathing and living for the pleasure of Krishna. So Sharanagata Bhakta Mukhya Lakshana. So amongst all the qualities, Sharanagati, dependence, total dependence on Lord Krishna is the Mukhya Lakshana. So if we are hearing from such a devotee constantly, then something happens when they speak and when we hear with full attention, with full submissiveness, not just to receive information from them. The Sharanagata Bhaktas, they actually give some substance to us that is passed on to them from the previous acharyas. So that is imparted into our heart. Tene brahma hridaya adikave muhyanti yat suraya. In the very beginning, whatever Lord Krishna wanted to give to Lord Brahma, it was imparted into his heart because of Brahma's submissiveness, eagerness to receive from Lord Krishna. In the same way, when we hear from Sharanagata Bhaktas with that kind of earnestness, they implant something in our heart. And that causes, that will be the seed of transformation in our perception, in our every anga of bhakti. That will be the seed of transformation. So hearing from that Sharanagata Bhaktas with all submissiveness or a period of time is equal to serving that Sharanagata Bhakta. They don't have to be necessarily present, manifested on the earth, and we render physical service to them. If that is there, that is very good, very good. But if that is not, if that opportunity is not present, then hearing from them and receiving the instructions with utmost value and diligently following those instructions is also Mahat Sevaya. That is called Vani Seva, serving the instructions. Receiving the instructions submissively, understanding them, and practicing them with total dependence and faith in them and Shastra is Vani Seva. That is also Mahat Sevaya. So when we are having that submissiveness, that surrender to the instructions that are coming from Sharanagata Bhakta, there is a lot of submissiveness and servitude that is cultivated within us. And that is the key element, the element for the practice of bhakti and progress in bhakti and steadiness in bhakti, the servitude. So when that servitude is cultivated and established well within us, then the ruchi for Vasudeva Katha also grows. Then when we hear the Katha, we also receive that Katha of Vasudeva with the same submissiveness, with the same value added to that Katha. So when there is Katha of Vasudeva, when somebody has the submissiveness and servitude, then when they hear about the wonderful qualities of Krishna, they are just absorbed in hearing that qualities and then just amazed at the Kalyana Guna of the Lord. So it's not just like hearing some news on the television for them, but everything about Vasudeva's Katha is a subject of ruchi, relishment for them. That is the difference. When the submissiveness and servitude is cultivated within us, and this is easily cultivated, practically imbibed, when we are serving Mahat, Sharanagata Bhaktas. Otherwise also we can say ourselves, I should be having service attitude, I should be serving. ऐसे भी कर सकते हैं. That effort also can go on, whatever helps us to cultivate that servitude is very good. But Srimad Bhagavatam is saying, do the Mahat Sevaya. Mahat Sevaya is available at all times. There are no space and time restrictions for Mahat Seva. Srila Prabhupada Vani is available in his books everywhere. His instructions are available. Right now, as we are reading, Srila Prabhupada is saying, by serving the servants of the Lord, one gradually gets the quality of such servants. Isn't that an instruction for us? Right? Serving the servants of the Lord, Mahat Seva. And thus one becomes qualified to hear the glories of the Lord. They will develop the ruchi. Yeah. So that's about the Mahat Seva, the importance of Mahat Seva. So do you see that even before the Shravanam is coming Mahat Sevaya? Generally the angas of bhakti are Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam, Archanam, Vandanam, Padasevanam, Atmanivedanam. Those are the angas of bhakti. But look at this. For the Shravanam to happen properly, so there can be ruchi for Katha of Vasudeva, what should be done? Mahat Sevaya. Service to the Mahat. That's Sharanagata Bhakta. And that's why in Srimad Bhagavatam, here now, right, in the second chapter, in the different stages of bhakti, we will see when we do the second canto, is that, when we do that, we will see the first step is Mahat Sevaya. This is how Mahat Sevaya is the beginning, the first step, and a doorway to Vasudeva Katharuchi. Right. So I'm going to pause here if you have any questions or reflections. Hare Krishna. Is anybody there?
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Actually, the purport is very clear, Mataji.
Yeah. Purport is clear. Yes.
Mataji, I got 2 points, like key point. One gradually gets the qualities such servant, then one becomes qualified to hear the glories of God, and in the eagerness to hear about God. The first qualification of devotee.
Right? Yeah. The eagerness to hear about the God, about God is first qualification. Yeah, the eagerness can be increased and more steadied with Mahasevaya, the service of the Lord. Yes. Yes, Mataji. Thank you.
So much.
Anybody else? Hari.
So, Mataji, you said that even following the instructions of the servant of the God is Mahat Sevaya, right?
Yes. Yeah.
So, yeah. So if we are just following what they are saying, and we are not serving any senior devotee or anybody who is advanced, will our situation be okay? Or
yeah, well, their instructions generally, when we say Mahat Sevaya and their instructions would be based on Jivadaya, Vaishnava Seva and Ramaruchi. All of those will be encompassed in those instructions. So in their instructions will be emphasis on Vaishnava Seva also, which means serving all the devotees. So these instructions are like all inclusive. All the angas of bhakti are instructed there, and the procedure of how to do it is also instructed there, basically.
so that means that even if we are not serving a senior devotee or a very high class devotee, but if we are serving any devotee of the Lord, that is also a Mahat Seva.
Yes. That is Vaishnava Seva. Mahat Seva is specifically honoring and trying to follow the instruction of a Sharanagata Bhakta. So we are trying to follow the instructions of a Sharanagata Bhakta, not any Bhakta, you see, not a Sadhaka Bhakta, not somebody who is just trying to practice Bhakti and not so advanced and experienced, but a Sharanagata Bhakta, following their instructions. Okay, that is the one component of service. Following the instructions is also one component of service. And the other component of service is to see what can be offered to any Vaishnava. Any service that can be offered to any Vaishnava in any form is also a component of service. That we can do with any Vaishnavas. See what kind of seva is needed and we offer that. That is also one component of service. But the one Bhagavatam is talking about here is a different component of service where you are receiving the instructions and applying those specific instructions of a Sharanagata Bhakta. That's the other component of service. So these are kind of two kinds of services, if you want to say. Yeah. First kind of service tells us how exactly to practice bhakti, and second kind of service is actually practicing bhakti. Yeah.
Okay, Mataji, thank you.
Right. Yeah. And it will be very useful if we can serve an advanced devotee who is present in person. See, sometimes all these acharyas, they are not present in person, and we are trying to serve them, serve their instructions, which is Vani Seva. Wonderful. And the next kind of seva that is of maximum benefit to us is to serve an advanced devotee in person. The reason is because Sharanagata Bhaktas, when they live, their life is, though it looks like they're living the same kind of life as we do, their life is more based on depending on Krishna. Their decisions, their lifestyles, their thought process, everything, the way of their living is based on dependence on Krishna. So if we are in their proximity, we will see what living the scriptures means. If we will not be able to see this otherwise, if we are not in close proximity with an advanced devotee. When we see somebody living the scriptures like that, that's when we imbibe more. It's very quick, quickly imbibed. More than reading from the scriptures about a devotee, when you're actually with a devotee physically, with proximity, then it's easier for us to imbibe how they are living the Shastra. And so that is the second, it's not exactly the second best. It can be the first best too. If a Sharanagata Bhakta is living, that's the first best. And this is the way how the Gurukula used to be in the olden days. They go to the Sishya goes to Guru and lives with Guru and serves Guru and sees how Guru is living his life. And that's how he learns from Guru of how to live bhakti, how to live Shastra. That's the best thing that can happen to us. If that's not there, then that's the books, their vapu, instructions in the books. And the third kind of seva is general seva to all the devotees. There it is just expression of the seva. You're not learning so much. It's just expression of the seva, serving them in any capacity they need and in any capacity we can. It's just practice of bhakti. But in the former cases, it's learning and imbibing the qualities. Yeah.
So if we do not get a chance to serve do the Vapu Seva of the devotee, and by listening to the Vani of the Sharnagat Bhakta, we are serving all devotees, will we get mercy?
Yeah. So you're talking about these two things combined. Vani from Sharanagata Bhakta, from the books and from hearing, and serving the rest of the devotees in any capacity. Yes. But Krishna will send a Sharanagata Bhakta in our life. Looking at our eagerness to serve, he will make an arrangement and we will certainly get in touch with the Sharanagata Bhakta somehow or other. And we will have physical proximity and we will be able to do some service even for a short period of time. Lord Krishna will make that arrangement. And it is, and that is like a catalyst in our bhakti. It has its own effect and that arrangement will be made when we are trying to do our best, with the Vani Seva from scriptures and to the devotees around in any capacity.
Okay, Mataji.
Yeah.
Thank you. One small question I have, Mataji, if in the above, I think it says when people called Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu as God, he will cover his ears and he will take the name of Vishnu. I thought.
Right.
Yeah. Is there any reason, particularly Prabhupada has mentioned the name of Lord Vishnu, not Lord Krishna?
It's not necessarily like that. No specific reason. Vishnu or Krishna, both. There's no specific reason. Not all the times he would say Vishnu. And he would say Hari also. Hari is Vishnu and Krishna both. So yeah, there is no significant point about it. If I could think of Vishnu is such an opulent God, how can I be Vishnu? I mean, where is Vishnu with such an opulence? Akhilanda Koti Brahmanda Nayaka Chaturbhuja Avatara, and where am I? Kind of. It's easy to draw the distinction between Jiva and the Chaturbhuja avatar of the Lord. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Mataji.
Yeah, thank you.
Krishna.
Hari. So we have covered everything in this. Right? This I did not expect actually. I wasn't prepared, but I think we have covered. So if okay with you, then maybe we can go to Acharya Bhajan.
Yes, Mataji.
Yes, bro.
Is it on?
Hey Krishna.
Yeah. Hare Krishna, everyone. So the request from Josna Devi Dasi was for me to request it again to repeat the same bhajan as yesterday. So I hope everyone is okay with that as well.
Of course, Prabhu. Both visually be here. This is good.
Yeah.
Thank you. You can do it every day. So every day the same thing too with this.
Yeah, I wanted to put the lotus feet here and then sing about them so we can meditate on it
Yes.
more deeper. So
Thank you for putting your heart in the service, Mataji. Thank you.
thank you, Mataji. So we'll go through this bhajan, Ekona Bujino Prabhu, which is by Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur from the book Sharnagati in the category Avashya Rakhi Bhe Krishna Vishwasa Palan. Ekono Bhujino Prabhu Tumhar Charan. Ekono Bhujino Prabhu Tumhar Charan. Ashoka Bhayamrit Purna Sarvakshan. Ashoka Bhayamrit Purna Sarvakshan. I know now your divine feet are a refuge, free from all sorrow and fear, eternally full of sweet nectar. Sakala chadiya tuva charana kamale. Sakala chadiya tuva charana kamale. Kodiyachiyami natha tava padatali. Kodiyachiyami natha tava padatali.
At the soles of those lotus feet, I surrender myself and all I possess.
Tava pada padmanatha rakshibe amari. Tava pada padmanatha rakshibe amari. और रक्षा करता नहीं ये भव संसारी. और रक्षा करता नहीं ये भव संसारी.
Oh Lord, oh Lord, there is no other protection but you in this world of birth and death. Hare Krishna.
अमितव नित्य दास जानिनु ए बारा. अमितव नित्य दास जानिनु ए बारा. अमर पालन भार এখনো তোমারা. আমার এখনো তোমারা.
At last I know myself to be your eternal servant, whose maintenance you have assured. Hare Krishna.
বড় দুঃখ পাইয়াছি স্বতন্ত্র জীবনে, বড় দুঃখ পাইয়াছি স্বতন্ত্র জীবনে, তব দুঃখ দূরে গেল উপদাবরণী, সব দুঃখ দূরে গেল উপদাবরণী।
Life before without you held nothing but sorrow. Now I live free from all misery.
जे पद लागिया रमा तपस्या कोरीला, जे पद लागिया रमा तपस्या कोरीला, जे पद पाइया शिव शिवत्वलोभीला, जे पद पाइया शिव शिवत्वलोभीला।
Lakshmi, desiring such a place at your lotus feet, executed austerities. Only after securing a place by your lotus feet did Lord Shiva attain this seal or quality of auspiciousness. Hare Krishna.
जे पद लभिया ब्रह्मा कृतार्थ होइला, जे पद लभिया ब्रह्मा कृतार्थ होइला, जे पद नारद मुनि हृदये धरिला, जे पद नारद मुनि हृदये धरिला।
On obtaining those feet, Lord Brahma became successful in life, and the great sage Narada Muni held those 2 feet to his heart.
से अभय पद शिरते धरिया, से अभय पद शिरते धरिया, परम आनंदे नाची पद गुण गाया, परमानंदे नाची पद गुण गाया।
Your lotus feet drive away all fear. Having held them to my head, I dance in great ecstasy, singing their glories.
संसार विपद होइते अवश्य उद्धार, संसार विपद होइते अवश्य उद्धार, भक्ति विनोद पद कोरिबे तुम्हार, भक्ति विनोद पद कोरिबे तुम्हार। Your lotus feet will deliver Bhakti Vinoda from the perils of worldly journey. এখনো ভুজিনো প্রভু তোমার চরণ, এখনো ভুজিনো প্রভু তোমার
চরণ
এখনো ভুজিন প্রভু তোমার চরণ এখনো ভুজিন প্রভু তোমার চরণ হরে কৃষ্ণ
Hare Krishna. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur ki jai. Josna Devi Mataji, would you be able to post these 3 slides on Sharanagati?
Yes, Mataji.
Yeah, and also in the Srimad Bhagavatam group.
Yes, Mataji.
Yeah, with the lotus feet of the Lord, the slides. Yes.
Yes, Mataji.
Thank you. Thank you. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Samaveta Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.